Carson's Corner is a black LGBTQ-owned small business. They sell merchandise and apparel on pop culture franchises such as Dragon Ball, King of the Hill, Sailor Moon, and of course and most importantly, Power Rangers. If you're interested in getting their amazing merch, be sure to check them out at carsoncorner.com. Link will be down below.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rider Time podcast here on the Morphin Network. I am Mike TimeRider Zero, your host, and today we are discussing Kamen Rider Gotchard episode 18, Run Through Evolutionary Fire Lord. And believe it or not, the Kemi word of the day is the word Lord from Time Lord. So okay, I'm done. Yeah, it's a time travel episode. I mean, we kind of knew that, like, Daybreak was a rider from the future, presumably, but it was never made clear as to, like, the exact backstory, but we find out some prophetic things that we do not want to be looking forward to, and yet here they are. The episode's actually pretty simple and straightforward. It continues from the previous episode. We find out that Minato is a traitor. The Hades sisters are alchemy students. The alchemy class is completely disbanded, and to top it all off, everyone's supposed to lose their memories. Well, they got a new teacher, just like every year at the Defense Against Dark Arts class. And yeah, everyone's like, who are you talking about? I swear, there's some Percy Jackson type of stuff going on here. And it's not because I'm reading Curse of the Titans. I will say this, though. It is an interesting concept. Everyone forgetting that, their homeroom teacher's not who he is. And where did this new homeroom teacher come from, even? That's an even bigger question that I want answered. But, here we are. And, of course, because he never filled out his application from the first episode, he still has to write an application stating what he wants to be when he grows up. Unfortunately, all of Hotaro's friends are getting kidnapped by the Moon Amalgam because we still haven't kicked his butt yet because he can regenerate. But we do get to see some awesome tag team between Gotchard and Daybreak Gotchard. But again, I want to give you my driver so that you'll be strong. But I don't want to take your driver. I want to be strong on my own. It's like, see, this is why you're a cool dude. You need to go back in time. What? You have to go back in time. No, I got that. But why? Because you need a very special item to make this power-up device. But you have to get it by going back in time. Also, I met the doctor. This is the doctor, and he's going to help you get there. Just remember, don't do any wibbly-wobbly nonsense that will cause you to meet your past self. And, of course, what's the first thing he does? He meets his past self. Oh, look at that. He meets his past self. Don't you think there would be some kind of repercussions for that kind of thing? Okay, let's be honest. I think even before he went back in time, all of us already knew that he's going to get his mind erased. Of course, it's not going to matter if he encounters his younger self. After all, the issue about meeting your younger self is the possibility that, one, you're changing events in your past life, which would prevent you from being able to become your present self, or B, having a priori knowledge of the future could cause bigger problems that they could solve. Both of those are conveniently fixed by having the ability to just erase a person's memories. And given the fact that this happens a lot to Kachiki, surely it's going to happen to Hotaro. But of course, this also means that this now makes sense as to why he has met Hopper 1 in the past as a kid, but doesn't remember it because he did meet Hopper 1, and then he was forced to forget. But this raises some but there's some other questions that you kind of left behind. The main question is, how did Hotaro end up in the Ouroboros dimension from the get-go? Like, okay, I get that he meets his younger self. I get that his younger self is going to forget him. And he doesn't have those goggles, which is what he's supposed to look for, because his younger self gave it to his future self and then forgot it. But it still doesn't answer how did Hotaro in the past end up in the Ouroboros dimension? Was his dad an alchemist? I mean, they're always trying to do that Hohenheim of light thing. I don't know. It seems kind of suspect. Very suspect indeed. But of course, they go. But yeah, so he wants those glasses, which, by the way, were created by alchemy. Just so you know. And Hopper runs off to Renee's dad's lab, where it turns out that, oh my god, Grayon and the Hades sisters are trying to invade the laboratory. But thankfully, our good man, Mr. Renee's dad, who turns out is not the traitor, is there to fight off Grayon and the Hades sisters. And yes, there's the Wizard X. I'm surprised that, Time Lord is not the X, but it's whatever. But yeah, Wizard X is here, as well as Fortress X. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So, yeah, as it turns out, the reason why everyone says that he is a traitor is because everyone else's memories were altered to believe that he was a traitor. Not gonna lie though, while I did call this out way back, why do I feel like we got a bit of a cop-out in how? I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I feel like there would be something more not intriguing, but more not convoluted. Somewhere in between intriguing and convoluted. Something more complex that would cause people to believe that he is a traitor and not Minato. But it makes sense, and I can see it happening. But it's like, this feels a little too easy. Like, you're gonna tell me that all these high-level alchemists were so easily susceptible to brainwash alchemy? I'm at a loss for words on this one. I mean, don't get me wrong. These are good plot developments. One I was hoping to see throughout the story. But something about the execution just feels off. Is it because the first 16 episodes left such a bad taste in my mouth? Or is it because, I don't know, something about it just doesn't feel right. But yeah, teenage Hotaro helps protect the chemis, so naturally the younger Hotaro gives him the goggles. He's like, here, you can have it. While it is my sacred treasure, you did try to protect my friends, which is more important to me. And of course, because he interacted with his younger self, obviously the cards go through some kind of damage of some kind. But it is time for him to leave just in time for Renee's dad to mind wipe young Hotaro. And of course, as the kid runs off, Renee's dad says, maybe one day this kid will be the chosen one. Really now? You don't say. And yet, we're back to the present. Not much to say about the present setting. He meets Daybreak, and Daybreak tells him, hey, listen, just so you know, in 5 years, Grayon will rule half of the world, and it'll be countless destruction, and only you could be the fire that lights up the spark of hope. And of course, he uses a transmutation on his own. Very impressive. Otaro finally makes a transmutation on his own and creates the what's it called? The ignition add-on thing. Oh, and also I did not mention this, but Rene also mentions that she has an orange ring that belongs to her dad. I'm like, look, just turn into a Majade already. We already know you're gonna become a Jade. Just become a Jade already. I know it'll happen next episode. You may as well just become a Jade. Just get it over and done with, is what I'm saying. But yeah, so they end up in a quarry. Hotaru uses new power-up item. It's really cool because it does take elements from the Daybreak, but keeps it blue because remember, blue flames are hotter than red flames. But he's got a massive not turbine. He's got a massive engine thruster on his back. Like, it is way too big to fit on his back. Like, this is huge. Like, where would all the fuel come from? But it's pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie. This fight was pretty cool. He defeats the Moon Magic, takes the card. You know, we're all hunky dory. No, it's a cool form. I have no problems with it. And it was well earned. And they didn't do the typical thing in Tokusatsu where like, oh, he just got a new form. End of episode. Start of next episode. He has his new form. Something happens that prevents the battle from ending. He uses the new form again for real this time and wins. No, it's introduced 2/3 into the episode and it has a proper battle in the episode. Okay, we're seeing some improvement here, especially since we got that god-awful experience with not with Jungle Jam, but with Claw Dasher and what's it called? And X-Rex. Like, those two forms made it really painful to see him use his new forms, but this is how you do it properly. Finally, we're doing things correctly. Let's just hope it won't just go off on the wayside in the future. Of course, at the end of the episode, you know, the Greyon tells, hey, I got a new experiment. Minato, could you take care of your former students for me? And all the sisters are just like dead-eyeing him. It's like, oh, can you take care of your former students? Sorry, no, can you take care of your students? Can we rely on you on such a simple task? And he's like, what students? I don't have students. Those kids? They're not my students. They're just some random nobodies who happen to have alchemist rings. Don't worry, I gotcha. Minato, I swear, this better not be some kind of double turn where you're only pretending to be a villain. I'm not a fan of the whole Professor Snape thing where it's like, oh, he's a good guy, but then he's revealed to be a bad guy, only to reveal that he was a good guy disguised as a bad guy pretending to be a good guy. No. Make Minato had better stay a villain. I would hate it if he turns out to be lying this whole time. Okay, if he gets his mind changed, like he has like a big battle against Hotaru and loses and then sees the error of his ways like around episode 30, let's say, okay, maybe I might be able to accept him as like a good guy again. But if he was lying this whole time and he was a good guy the whole time and he's only pretending to be a villain, I'm going to get so angry because it's such a... I don't know if it's a cop-out or just cliche to the point that, like, we're just creatively bankrupt. And I know that, like, that from the perspective of writing it, one might be thinking, oh my god, I'm such a genius, you won't see it coming. But the thing is, It's because no one's going to see it coming that I can see it coming. Like, honestly, it would be a bigger plot twist if he stayed a villain the whole time. Or better yet, what if Minato became the main villain? That's something no one would see coming. That would be like he could like overthrow Greyon and become the new main villain. That seems like something that he could do that would keep things interesting. But, only time will tell. But, at least we now know that Rine's dad was innocent the entire time. And speaking of Rine, did Hotaro finish his essay? Yes, he did. He wants to be an alchemist. And if we can't have an alchemy class at school, we'll just have an alchemy club here at the cafe. And that's where the episode ends. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What you thought of it? Again, I like some of the elements. They definitely improved the pacing and other fundamental aspects compared to season 1. No, not season 1, 2, the first arc, which is fair enough, but I feel like a lot of the stuff is still very predictable to the point that what is even the point of even watching it? Like, you've ever seen a trailer where it gives away so much of the movie, you can pretty much fill in all the blanks to the point that you accurately can summarize the entire film in detail without ever having seen the movie. That's basically how Gotchard feels right now. And again, I'm not hating on this specific episode. This episode's a 9. It's a proper 9. It's a very good episode, but the variables are just not that tricky when you are given so many givens. You know what I'm saying? Next episode, Rine becomes the first official female second rider, even though the official female second rider should have been Sakura from Revice. I'm not going to go too much into it. You guys have already heard me rant about it. But Kamen Rider Jean should be considered the first female second rider, while Rine should be considered the second. But no, for some reason, they're not going to counter. They're at best are probably going to say that Jean was a tertiary writer, and it's not even that clear who's second, who's tertiary, who's evil, who's backup. Revice is a season I want to keep behind me, but Rine is definitely officially the second writer of the season, not Valvered, not Dread, not the Legends. It's Majide. Got a problem, you got to deal with it. But, let me know what you guys think. What you thought of the episode? What do you think is going to happen next? New year, new teacher, goodbye, Mina. Yeah, again, not a fan. Looks like Lakeisha can't take the Rang is about to quit, but Sabi wants to find alchemies. Yeah, because Sabi is a cinnamon roll. Let's see. Rine is about to quit too, but she can't because she got that new ring. Yeah, but it's her dad's ring. They established it in the episode. Look, low key, both you and I know that she got that ring in the movie, which we will not talk about because we haven't seen the movie, even though it is expected that you would have. But, Toei, distribution is an issue. You should have just brought the movie over to the US. We would have watched it legally and on time, and we'd be able to talk about these last 2 episodes and the next one properly, because we are not 100% sure how she becomes Majide in the movie or how it's going to play out in the character being introduced in the TV show. So here we go. Mr. Daybreak saves him again, as he always does. Even form changing gun finisher doesn't beat it. Yeah. Let's see. He sends him 10 years in the past with Time Lord's power. At least it didn't give him a little burn. Why would it give him a burn? Like if anything, freeze him. Yeah. Mini Steamliner? Absolutely. I live for that. So his dad is the Digimon protagonist. Yep, pretty much. Let's see. This is before he got the Rubik's Cube. He got the gem-like dice with scary eyes that turn. Yeah, it's probably it's probably a kite decahedron. I'm not a fan of impure hedrons. I like pure hedrons, like hexahedrons or octahedrons, dodecahedrons, icosahedrons. But yeah, no. Yeah, like freaking Atropos has an octahedron. This dude has a hexahedron. Why does he not have a pure hedron in the past? Who knows? Let's see. X Fortress is tiny too. Yeah. He beats him and destroys the scary dice thing. Yeah. Again, I'm not a fan of impure hedrons. And that's where he wiped his memories and chose him to use the drive someday. Or maybe he already was the chosen one, but he just acknowledged it a little bit sooner. Who knows? Let's see. His Gotchard Igniter remote is finally made. Yep. The glasses. Or as Antonio Banderas would say, glass squeak. Oh my god. It's Sylvester Stallone. And he's inside a giant robot from a video game. Yep. He's you from 5 years later, and his time is up, but he'll be back in the end game. Yep, pretty much. Kichin Ichinose Alliance is born. Yep, I love that. Who's excited for Machine's comeback? Well, I'm not excited for her comeback. I'm excited for her introduction, since again, I've not seen the movie, so I was not properly acquainted. I smell Akisa's going to the good side after hearing that little. I doubt it. And if she did, she'll probably be wiped out in the same episode or the episode right after that. Thinking of Dira from Time Force, but a lot more brutal. Let's see. Hopefully, the recent plot developments will mean that the writing will improve. Yeah, who knows? I mean, this last episode was better than what I've seen in previous episodes. So, Doctor Who month continues, kind of. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Let's see. I hope we see more of Time Lord, and it isn't just a one-off. Then again, it's overpowered. Yep. I mean, think about this. 10 of Spades from Kamen Rider Blade is Time Scarab. That is a pretty dangerous monster. I mean, even in the actual episode where he fights Time Scarab, the dude could like disappear in an instant. So it took a lot of like pre-planning in order to trap him. But at least we finally get to see, Blade King form. So there's that. That's it for the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, liking, and thank you guys for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon to stay notified for our latest videos and help us beat the algorithms because whenever you like, share, comment, it helps get our videos out to more people out there, and we want to please as many of our fans as possible and maybe get some new fans while we're at it. We do Blazar on Mondays, and if I'm not mistaken, next week is the final episode. So yeah, it looks like we're almost done with Blazar. Wednesdays and Thursdays, we do superhero time with Gotchard on Wednesdays and King Odra on Thursdays. And on Sundays, we do Kamen Rider Build. And we're actually pretty close to finishing Build as well. We only have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos left for Build because we only got 9 episodes and 3 movies left to go. So that's 5 videos right there for you guys. And check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we review movies, talk about video game news, etc. We are in the middle of, we're halfway through Crow Month. Yes, that's right. We're doing all 4 Crow movies. Eric Draven, Ash Corvin, Alex Corvus, and Jimmy Cuervo. We are halfway through. We did the first 2 movies. We have 2 more to go, which means this weekend we're going to be covering Crow Salvation, which in my opinion is probably the second best out of the movies. But find out more as you watch our videos. And yes, that movie does feature Kirsten Dunst after she was in Bring It On, but before she was in Spider-Man. So that's an interesting, middle point. So let's see how that plays out. And if you want to check out my personal content, you could find me on Instagram at Boken_Kawato and on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKawato. With all that said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay hydrated, update your emergency kits, and hug your loved ones. And peace out. Bye.